Hey, welcome to my studio. Man, is it a studio today? I've got the wax fired up and the heat going, and it's cool outside. Well, I should say that. 67, that's not real cool, but it has been the last couple of days. Anyway, howdy do, how y'all doing? I'm Vicki Ross, for those of you who haven't had the pleasure of my company, and I just realized I didn't have any lipstick on. Okay, pretend I do. I am the founder of the Ideal Art and Peace System, and the goal is to help people of a certain age. Actually, 2 weeks past a haircut. Help people of a certain age whose life has changed, and they always do, so it's no big deal. No panic. You're either working or you're not, or you're feeding grandkids or you're not, or cooking for 7 kids or you're not. I mean, it's just change. So anyway, I want you to please visit my Facebook group. Join it, like it. The more likes we get, the more we can be on. I know that's a real pleasure. Anyway, the Facebook group is Axully Art, and that is a private group, private only to people. It's just private's a way of keeping out the trolls, okay? But it's safe. Just getting its feet under it. We're getting some talking going on, but this is a group for you. You can post anything that you're thinking about, or changes you're making, or art you're making. So there's that. The Facebook page is where you are right now, and that is, turn it the right way, Vicki Ross Art. My YouTube channel, I stream live there on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 4, and that's usually some sort of mixed media project or some kind of mixed media tool that I get out and play with. So I'm Vicki Artist on YouTube, and if you want to know where the rest of my social media stuff is, it's VickiRossArt.com. So I'm out there, you can find me. I also have an Amazon store where I post everything that I've been using, and I get a few cents from it, but it helps have a place where, because people are always asking, where did you get that? What is it? And so that way I can just say, go to the store and you can find it. And anything that you order through there helps my brand. And the address of it, I need to write it down, but it's bit.ly/capital Vicki with an I, capital Ross. And that'll take you to the Amazon store. So, changes. Oh my God, we've all had a few. I like to talk about the funny ones. What I'm upset about today are Levi's. They were my favorite jeans growing up. Well, when I got, big enough to care what kind of jeans I wore. But back in the day, we would buy the 501s with the button front flap and the ones that you shrink to fit. Now, that was a real game, trying to decide ahead of time. Of course, it wasn't as much of a game then as it is now, seeing that's how I was all bone, skin and bone. But anyway, you'd buy these jeans, and they were that real heavy, dark denim that's so nice, and soak them in the tub. Sometimes put a little bleach in them. I never did, but soak them, take them out and let them dry, and soak them, put them in the dryer. You get the picture. Now, if you've done this right, after 3 or 4 turns of this, you take them out and put them on, and you usually have to lay down flat on the bed in order to compress those little hip bones enough to get them buttoned. And then you wear them for as long as your mom will let you. So anyway, that's my history with Levi's. And then another event I remember about Levi's was being in Jonesboro, Arkansas as a 23-year-old new bride, and wearing my Levi's cutoffs, because when they got to a certain point of worn out back then, you cut them off, and you cut them off above the pocket, okay? I mean, not just cut off like mid-thigh, I mean all the way up, not pouring up, but you know what I mean. Wearing my little Levi's and a little tank top, pumping gas downtown. Well, hubby came home. Oh, that excuse for hubby came home that afternoon, said that he had been called into the president's office because as the youngest bank officer, he was a new attorney, his wife needed to A, not pump gas on her own, or B, wear cutoffs anywhere anybody could see me. I knew right then that I wasn't going to make it real long in the corporate world. So that was my other thing with Levi's. And the other thing with Levi's, I guess I have to fast forward to early 80s. The button fronts still look pretty good. And I've told y'all before that I walked around then with an X-Acto knife stuck behind my ear like a pencil. Never had any real problem with it except the day that it fell out and stabbed me in the leg, and I had a perfect little teeny tiny hole there. So that's that Levi's story. See, things are changing. I'm telling you, things are changing. By the time I met I was in between marriages. There's more than one, two, more than three. Anyway, we're not going to go there. I lost a ton of weight, and I'm down to like 120. I'm playing with stuff here. Let me get a brush I could play with. It's an encaustic brush. It won't go anywhere. A friend of mine was dating another friend of mine, and he somehow managed to get his hand on 2 pairs of perfectly worn Levi's, button front, faded. Oh man, they were perfect. And whoever the girl was that had them had them tapered in the legs. Well, I could put those on and still had able to get my hand down them. I think they were 28, which was kind of the size I was used to wearing, you know, except for a few spans there. So I enjoyed those. And then got married for the final time. Went to a thrift store, which is the perfect place to buy already broken in Levi's. I stopped looking at size 38. I mean, even if you can get in them that'll look good, you know, that's a change. That's a big life change for me. For 50 years wearing Levi's and now can't, what am I going to do? So yoga pants fill the bill, and that's what I wear now. And they're really a whole lot more comfortable. And at the certain age, this far past 50, I could wear a purple dress and white shoes in the winter and sit on the curb and spit in the gutter if I want to. So there, I'm going to wear my yoga pants. That's all I have today is just change. Think about the changes you've had in your life. Some of them are little, like the Levi's. Some of them are huge, like mine, where I lost a child. You know, everything from losing a job to breaking a fingernail, you know, the eve of a big party. So I want you to think about what you're going to do when you have a lot of time on your hands. You might want to cook. You might want to take up stained glass. You might want to, I don't know, make fly ties for fly fishing. But whatever it is, you will need some activity to get you out from in front of the TV when you quit with all the other busyness of life. And when that change comes along and you're going, what do I do with myself? What I did was took up art. And art is not right for everybody. I'll admit you that right on the front end. But it is a great way to deal with too much time on your hands. And you can download from the Axully.com site. That's the Axully. Download the free roadmap. And I'll tell you in that roadmap what I did in 15 years to dig out the information I needed to get better. And that was all I wanted to do was get better. I'm tired of those sliding off. And it will explain what I did. You know, the books, the magazines, the teachers, the tutors, the traveling, the supplies. Oh my, it doesn't end. So the should you decide that art might be what you want to do, the ideal school will teach you the basics first, because without knowing that, you can't ever make a painting that you're really proud of. If you want to journal, if you want to do mixed media, that's cool too. But I cover the basics of the 4 different media. for the main 4 media. And you'll leave with an understanding of what they are and how they're used and how to use them. And we'll go from there. So have a good day. And I'm going back to my encaustic because it is hotter than blue blazes in here now. The griddle's on 200 and it's hot. I burned myself the other day. Anyway, that's enough. Bye. I will see you next Tuesday with another version of Vicki Goes Live on Facebook. Bye. Turn this off. I would touch the griddle.